Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today, we're playing some more Black Yellow Luffy against other, 6K leaders. These matchups, I think it's Newgate, and then, what's his name? Other Luffy. Purple, red Luffy. I feel like these matchups just feel really good for this deck, honestly. It's like you're just 9k, which is usually just bigger than whatever they can get up to. They also really, I guess they could go wide with their own Newgates, but you're still just kind of bigger than their leader. And Sabo's really good, so yeah, these matchups just feel very good for the deck. They're also both pretty aggro, so you'll actually take your life, which is nice. Other than that, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this deck. I think the only problem with it is just Sakazuki is still around. And Sabo is really good into Gecko and other just mono black decks. There aren't really many outside of Gecko right now, but yeah, Sakazuki being blue black means that Murakumo is it's a huge pain in the ass. Besides that though, this deck is just pretty fun in general. I feel like you just have kind of the same game plan every game, which is I guess it can get boring at times. It's just kind of early game, search a whole lot, take your life, find all the pieces you want, and then late game it's usually either your 8 or your 9 Dawn turn, you get to 0, use put the guys in your life, take the guys out of your life, and then all the following turns, if you have Gecko, you're just playing a Gecko. So yeah, it's a little bit kind of repetitive, but also in a good way, because being a 9k leader is just kind of fun. It's you could have 5 cards in hand, and your opponent just could have a full board, and you could just live because you're 9k, you're just huge. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on this game. We're executing the basic game plan. We got up to 6 Dawn. We don't have a Sabo, which is normally what we want to play here, but it's okay. We'll just play an ace. We just want some 5-drop to play here. Luffy is definitely kind of the worst one to have in this spot, just because the current 5-drop Luffy we have is kind of meh. When OP07, when you get the, what's it called? The Egghead Luffy, it's a lot better, just because popping a card and drawing a card is just a very strong effect. Yeah, sure, you don't get a body, but honestly, it's kind of fun. It really is. It turns Gecko into, a really crazy play. If you have 2 Luffys set up, you Gecko, bring out 2 Luffys, draw 2 cards, and it's you just played a 9k, popped two characters, and you kind of just got back all the cards you spent because you played Gecko plus discarding 1 for leader effect. So yeah, that card is very strong, but the deck is obviously still good without it. I feel like the deck is definitely just held together by Sabo. But yep, we finally dropped down to no life, so we'll do the thing. We picked up 2 Sabos there right before, hitting 0, so that's pretty good because we have kind of the 2 best targets in Ace and Sabo. Luffy is, I feel more just there for consistency, because if you have, obviously it feels a bit worse if you're just cheating out Luffy's, but it's still good to be a 9k leader, so can't really complain at that. We're obviously just gonna swing face because no characters on his board are as big as my leader, so yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. I feel I don't know, this matchup just sounds bad for Newgate, because they really, I guess they just have to kind of drop their own 9 cost to alleviate it a bit, but it's also you playing down Gecko is a lot stronger of a play than them playing down Newgate. And also Newgate rarely gets any value because you're playing Sabo basically every turn, and also base, Newgate's only 1k above your leader, so it's still not that scary because you're gonna have the defense most of the time. But yeah, he swings 7 at my rush ace, instantly let it go, no reason to defend it. It's a target for next turn with the Gecko we have, so all good. He plays a Luffy and just goes all of his Dawn on it. Yeah, it's just a 2k, it's whatever. And he just ends up scooping it up there. Yeah, the spot definitely wasn't good, but we do get a rematch. So yeah, we'll run the matchup one more time. I'm pretty confident Luffy just hard wins it. It feels really good, honestly. Maybe he'll play it differently though, we'll see. He just starts with a Nami, picks up a Luffy. Should be the Rush Luffy, it's starter deck, so I'm gonna assume. We're just gonna do the thing where we search for our pieces. We are gonna play down Flampe because why not? We want to hit 0 anyway. And we already have a lot of our pieces. We're kind of just looking for a Sabo at this point because we have both the Luffy pair and the Ace pair, and we have a 2-drop Sabo, so we're only really missing one thing, and hopefully we'll find it within our 2 life. We have a search next turn. We have another Flampe draw if we want to take it. And there's no real pressure, honestly. Like, yeah, we don't want to drop to 0 with, like, nothing. Like, ideally we want a Sabo, but we'll see. He's doing a whole lot of searching himself. Grabs I believe another Rush Luffy and Jozu, so 2k counter. So yeah, we have 2 searches this turn, so we should find that Sabo, and we do. Very good. It would be nice if we find another one just so we can discard it off the other Sabo, and we do. So we're looking fine. I should take the Sabo. Okay, all right. Yeah, then we'll just swing 7 because nothing else to really do. Next turn, we're just playing our Sabo. Unless he puts us to exactly 0, and then we'll just start doing our normal thing of boosting up our leader. Sounds like a plan. He is on 5 Dawn now. Might want to get down to Marco. Maybe we'll get down to Rush Luffy. It's like not the worst. Like, I guess if you put me to 0 this turn, and then like you don't swing with the Luffy, you could potentially, you know, get a big swing in. Would it be 16? So I'd need like a bunch of 2Ks. How many 2Ks is that? That's 3, 4, 5 2Ks. So yeah, I mean, like, if he can get a turn where he like doesn't rest Luffy, it could be pretty important, honestly. Right now we only have what, 1 2K, 2 2Ks. So yeah, could work out. Also in this list, I'm playing Shirahoshi. I believe in the other video I wasn't playing Shirahoshi. I'm messing with the spot that's a Great Eruption just because I don't know exactly what feels the best. I thought about Borsalino. Doesn't sound bad. It's just if you're going second, it's a turn 2 play. If not, you know, it's still an okay blocker to bring back off Gecko and stuff if you don't have your leader completely set up. Yeah, sounds good. Shirahoshi I feel like is only good if you know, hit her in life. Which, I mean, it happens sometimes, you know. You're only playing 2, though, in this list, so not super often. Right here, I'm just debating if I want to go to 0. I can. I don't think it's really correct to go to 0 just yet, if I don't have to. He still doesn't have, like, a ton of kill pressure. Like, yeah, next turn, I can't willy-nilly, you know, just take 2 hits and then I just get all in by Luffy. Yeah, I agree. But like, still, as long as we counter 1, we're kind of fine. So we'll probably just take it a little bit slow because I don't know. I feel like we don't have to rush it. I think something you really have to learn with this deck, and I think I still need to practice with because I'm not even sure how you play it, is the Enel matchup. Like, I definitely don't think it's in your favor, but I do think it's winnable. I'm just not sure how to win it. So yeah, I think it also depends how the Enel is playing it, like if they're starving you, stuff like that. So there's a couple factors there. But this turn, we're just swinging 7 with Ace, and then 8 with Leader. We're just being aggressive. Next turn, if he puts me to 0, we're looking fine. We have a Sabo engrave, now we have an Ace engrave, so very good. We're looking alright. Also, him taking that swing at Ace just means I'm not really that scared of this Luffy anymore, which is cool. Doesn't elect to swing, which, I mean, fair enough. We can just play another Sabo. We also could just take our last 2 life. I only really like doing that when I have 2 Flampes, though. Like, just because I want to get the most amount of cards I can get if I'm putting myself to 0 from 2 life. But we still could do it with the, what's her name? Makino, plus the 1 Flampe we have. It should still be alright. That might be what we're doing. But I am swinging with the Sabo here. 4-8. He will counter for 1. Oh, never mind. I'm just attacking and playing a Sabo. All right, word. No fear. Yeah, I don't know if it's a little bit risky, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. He does end up taking the second hit, which is that's cool. Him being on 0. Hopefully he'll put us to 0, but not kill us. That'd be nice. But again, we have the Sabo, so it's not like we're really gonna die here. And we're fine with using it just because, I mean, we bring him back like every turn. It's not too concerning. He does have like a pretty decent board right now though. And yep, I'm not defending my characters. Like I want him to hit my life. So if he just wants to not hit my life, that's kind of fine. I'll just take it on my own whenever I feel like it's correct. He's on 10 Dawn though. If he has another Newgate, that would be very good for him. If not, I'm feeling good. Not having to worry about more 10k bodies. He does swing 7 with the Issho, so we got to be a little bit careful here because yeah, he's gonna swing with Newgate next, and we're just gonna take the block. Like whatever. We don't have a board, but like who really cares? He's gonna be on 0 life. We're gonna be a 9k leader next turn because I have the 1 Flampe to kind of fill out the life here. He probably isn't even gonna swing with the Luffy, so we should be okay as long as I can get out of like just him putting all the Dawn on Luffy, which we'll have to see what our draws are off of Sabo and stuff and our last life, so we'll see how it goes. Just goes 6 with the Luffy. I do counter out just because I know I can safely take my last life and I'd rather not die to 10 Dawn on Issho, so yep, we are going to play a little bit safe here. Does go 3 Dawn on Issho, just poking me down. Once again, we'll counter it. I know I'm fine here just because I know I can take that last life. Plays out another Luffy, and I doubt he's going to swing with it. Yep, just leaves it active, so leaving that threat on the board. We do pick up another 2k, but we're playing one here, so yeah, we're just going to have to make sure we survive the all-in. We're going to go 2 Dawn on our leader, get rid of a Gecko. I don't think we're going to need a second one this game, honestly. We could go double Sabo, right? No, we're just going to go Sabo. That's fair. We still haven't obviously set up our Gecko yet, so we're gonna have to do this first, which is fine. We grab another 2k, that is good. I'm gonna hold 1 Gecko, so we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 17 worth of counter power, so if he just goes 5 Dawn or 10 Dawn on Luffy, we should live, unless he's playing the event that boosts up, you know, his characters by like 3k. I don't think that's very common outside of maybe Zoro. I don't think you really play that in Newgate, so we should be fine. Should be fine. Obviously, we can just block the Newgate hit and then just counter out of the Luffy hit if that's what he goes for. So, yep, counters out of the 8k from Ace, and then we'll go 13 with our leader. He might just die here. There might not even be a turn where we have to worry about dying. That is very possible. I sometimes forget how big your leader gets. Even while making all these plays. I think that's partially why it's just so strong. But it looks like he's getting there. Yep, he gets there. So we'll pass it back, and we should just be fine. He needs to get down like a blocker or something, but he is very low in hand size now. So we'll see how it goes. He's just going to go 10. I should block this. Unless I'm countering. I'm just counting how much I have. I should take this block. Yeah. Alright, we did the math. So yep, if he goes 10 and then just swings at me, we live. We're chilling. Does clear the ace. Yeah, that's fine. He has to commit to killing me this turn anyway. It's not like we need the ace to go for game. And he decides to split here, which I'm pretty sure is just wrong. Like, if he goes 16, I need way more cards, right? Because I need my 2 2Ks plus, like, almost all my 1Ks. So, yeah, I do think that was a misplay. Right? I'm trying to think. Because I dropped 2 2Ks, 2 1Ks there. If he goes 16, I have to drop... Yeah, 2 more 1Ks. I have to drop all of my cards. So, yeah, definitely just swing 16 there. But next up, red, purple, Luffy. Once again, kind of like a similar matchup, except they have less life. But they don't put themselves to 0, so I guess there is that. We're going to start with the Makino just because I don't have any other searchers. I do have a Flampe, but I don't think I'm going to take 2 life on my first turn. We'll probably just hold the Flampe till I get put down to 1, or we find another one if we have to take both our life to go to 0. Like if they leave us at 2, like a lot of people like doing, which is... It's definitely not a bad strategy against this deck. Like, obviously you want to set up a bit more of your board before you put Luffy to 0. You kind of want to make sure you have like an extra attack or 2 when you actually put them to 0. But Yeah, it's not super easy for some decks to do. Like, I think Enel does it really well because Enel is very good at not dying. So, yeah, he can kind of establish a bunch of big bodies and then really put a lot of pressure on one turn. But we get a three brothers bond trigger, and we pick up a Sabo. That's always what we're looking for. Once again, we kind of have all the pairs we want filled out, minus the Luffy. But again, Luffy is kind of the last priority here between Ace and Sabo, just kind of being a lot better at this point. Going up to 6 Dawn, we're just gonna swing 6, play out a Sabo. He does again play the Luffy and does not tap it. I do think that's smart. Just having this body on the board is just pressure. It's very good against the deck. So, yep, good play, good play. I doubt he's going to take this 6k. Sounds like a bad idea. Maybe not, though. Nope, he counters. Alright. We're going to play down the Sabo. There's probably a consideration to play down the Ace, but Sabo just kind of helps us set up a bit. We're going to trash the Shirahoshi. And probably the Ace, yeah. It's like a little bit weird because I want to play for next turn if I don't get put to 0 life or 1 life, which is pretty likely I don't if he just doesn't want to attack, which is fair. So maybe I'm supposed to hold the Ace, but also we have a Garp in hand, so we can hopefully find like another Sabo or an Ace with, you know, off that Garp to play if he doesn't attack our life this turn. He's going to play down a 7-cost Kid, boost up his leader, and is going to attack. Alright, very good for me. We are just going to take that. We pick up another Flampe. Always good. It's always great just to see that card, honestly. It's like if you ever get stuck in a spot where, you know, you're at 2 life and you find them early on, they're great to just kind of hold. You can play them early too, but I think they're nice to just hold until you have, you know, 1 or 2 life and you can just take it on your own. We're going to play Garp. I'm just trying to see how much Dawn I need to save. If I want to start my leader loop this turn, I need to Flampe. I can't play the extra Garp. So that's probably what we're going to do. Yep. Playing down the Flampe. Take our last life. It's a Gecko. Always good. I feel like most of the time you only really need 1 Gecko to close out a game. But in the grindier matchups, you probably want multiple. Sadly, we don't have a Sabo set up in Grave, but next turn we should be able to set it up with the Gecko, kinda. Nah, it might get a little bit awkward. I think I remember one of these games getting a little bit awkward with my leader, but yep, we'll go 7 and then 11. He takes the 7, surprisingly, so he's kind of committed just to going down to 0, which is very risky. It is very risky, but he does it. He's a beast. Maybe he just had no counter. You never know. And yep, he had some counter. He definitely could have countered that 7, but just ends up scooping it up there. And for the last match, we do have an Issho, which I was intrigued to see what this deck is doing at this point. I don't really know how much support it got. Obviously, it's a green-black, so black is pretty consistently getting new cards. I'm just kind of curious what the deck looks like right now. But our start is very good, I'd say. We have 3 searchers, so we're just going to fire all those off. Immediately just finishing up the Sabo pair. It was tempting to take the Ace. I'm never sure what to prioritize and just building up all the 5 costs, or obviously like if you start with your hand with like 2 of the 5 costs, you want to start grabbing the 2 costs for them, but if you start with none of them, like what do you prioritize? Sabo is always number 1, 5-drop Sabo, so I guess completing that pair first is fine. But we do find a 2-drop Luffy, and then off the search we find a 5-drop, so we do have a pair completed, so that is always good. After that, we're just going to swing 5 with Garp, and then 5 with Leader. Just at least getting kind of 1 card from him, 1 life. Not bad. Passing it over. He is on 5 Dawn. I expect a Sabo of his own, because Sabo is broken. And that is what we see. Very good. Yeah, I was thinking about it, especially when I think I was playing this match. I was like, I feel like some decks just don't have the card economy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whenever I play Issho, they run out of cards very fast. I feel like I'm trying to think of other examples here, but decks that just feel like I'm just playing with no cards at all points in the game. Maybe it's just because he's defending a bit more. Maybe it's just tripping me up a bit, but Yep, we're just going to swing for 6 and then play a Sabo of our own. We can definitely get rid of one of the baby Sabos. We don't though. We just get rid of a Shirahoshi and a Luffy. Next turn, we're just going to use probably our last search event and then play another Sabo. We're looking fine. He gets down a Diamante, and I guess we'll either just attack or just let me do my thing. Either one. I feel like playing against Black Yellow Luffy is probably weird. Like, I'm not sure exactly what you really want to do, but he's just going to swing 5. I'm just going to take it. Like, I'm not going to take the free block because then he just swings 8 at it with his own Sabo, and that's annoying. But we are on 8 Dawn now. We can put ourselves down to 0, but it'd be with 2 Makinos, so we don't really get any card advantage off that, which feels a little bit bad. So we're probably just going to end up playing a Sabo instead. We pick up an ace off of the search event. We're going to go 6 with the Sabo. And he does end up taking the 6. Yep, he was still at 3 life. Probably want to take that eventually. Also, I probably should have played my other Sabo first before attacking in case, you know, there's some trigger. We did see the 4-drop Dressrosa event that he was playing, so I think that would have hit Sabo. Unless, like, its trigger is also conditional, like its effect. I'm not too sure. But, yep, we go 7. He counters out with a Dragon Claw. I don't know what that does outside of just being a 4K counter. I don't know. I didn't read it during the game, but... Yep, we pass it back. He plays another Diamante. Looking like he wants to swing with one of them. Word, I'm down for that. Goes 7 at my Sabo. That's cool. I need one engrave anyway. Hit my life pretty please. He might not. He probably won't, honestly. Okay, so it does end up swinging with Sabo. That's cool. We'll definitely just take this, pick up another Makino, and he does swing with leader, so I mean, yeah, we'll just take that as well. That's completely fine. I was trying to think, like, wait, he played that Diamante this turn, right? Like, there's no real pressure. I'm like, yeah, no, he did. So, yep, we'll just take that. And at the end of his turn, he should just be able to restand, yep, both the blockers. And we pick up a Flampe. That's fine. It's a 2K. So, yeah, what do we have engraved? We have a Sabo engraved. We should have an ace. And we should have a Luffy. We should have everybody. So, that is good. We can get rid of one of these small Sabos. Put ace and Sabo in the life. I'm trying to find ace in my hand. There he is. So, we'll cheat out ace. Cheat out Sabo. Normal stuff. Draw into another 2-drop ace and a, what's her name? Hiyori. We're kind of stacked on 2K counters right now. Kind of crazy. We're going to go 8 with the ace. We're probably going to swing with the Sabo we played last turn as well. Because, I mean, leaving up 1 blocker is usually enough when you're a 9K leader. Unless there's, like, just a ton of big bodies on their board. Is going to counter out with the Repel. A very interesting choice in events here. I don't know what the other one did. I know Repel just restands it on. So, very interesting. We'll go 9 with the Sabo. He blocks. And I imagine he will take this 11. And we'll pass. We should be completely fine here. I don't think there's... I feel like, I don't know. Like, isn't this spot just too broken? I have, like, what, 8 cards in hand. We have Gecko set up for next turn. We're a 9K leader. None of our stuff can get KO'd. He has to swing up into our characters, so and our leader. So I mean, yeah. But he plays a 8-drop Issho. I don't think that was the best time to play the 8-drop Issho. I think there's just too much pressure on him right now, especially if, you know, none of my board is getting answered here. So, yeah, I don't really know what he'd try to do from this spot, you know. Maybe if he just had the Issho earlier, could have been a lot stronger. Yep, just ends up passing on playing Issho, and that's it. So we're just gonna probably just do our Gecko turn and just swing a whole bunch. We might have to sack off one of our 5-drops here just to make the play kind of work. So we're gonna swing with ace first. He will counter out with the Charleston. Looks like that restands a bunch of Dawn. Yep, that reactivates 3 Dawn. Very cool. We're gonna swing with Sabo just for 6. Just trying to figure out what we're playing off leader here. I do think we have a Luffy in grave right now, and I think that's it. So I guess we just have to choose between playing down that or what's it called? The guy, the Sabo. Now this spot is a little bit awkward, right? Because we want to play Gecko to sack off one of our 5-drops, but also we need to put the little like 2-drop Luffy in graveyard, which we need to leader effect first for that. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not exactly sure what we should play first. It's probably just play down Gecko first, sack off a Sabo, and yeah, just get that done. We will only be a 7k leader, but I think we'll be okay. We can always, we can bring back a Garp plus Sabo. Doesn't sound the worst. And yep, that's what we do. Gonna sack off the Sabo for the Garp, find another Sabo. Very cool. 2-down leader. We'll trash the Sabo we just found, or the Luffy, either one. Yep. And we'll just put whatever, I guess, sure, a Shirahoshi, and then a Sabo. And we'll cheat out the Sabo. I'm saying Sabo a whole lot. We have, how many 2Ks? Our whole hand is 2Ks, but the Luffy, I think we'll be okay. We have 2 blockers. Yep. I think we're doing alright. I think we're doing alright. He's going to play down a Barto and then a Borsa. So he has 4 blockers. Word. But he still doesn't really have much to swing into my characters. Or he has enough to swing into my characters, but not really my leader. It's just going to go 1 Dawn on Diamante. I imagine that swing will just go at the ace. No, actually swings Issho into ace. We might as well save this, right? Like, it's the last turn. Let's just keep every attacker we have. It's gonna go 7 ace. Yeah, let's just keep countering. Whatever. Nah, save that Garf. Yeah. So he has 4 blockers. We have what, 6 attacks. I think we got it. I think we got it. We'll just start off. We should just start off with the Garp, right? Why not? We'll go 5. He either has to use the last card or one of his blockers. And then, yeah, just the rest of the attacks. We'll just trade with his blockers and we're chilling. But, yup, that is the video. Kind of some weird matchups, I know. I thought the first 2 were kind of interesting because they were like the OG leader get big, me attack face. And I feel like Black Yellow Luffy is kind of taking that spot. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.